Welcome back to another special episode of the Craftavore Tastes. I'm your host, Max, as always. And today I'm actually debuting a new episode of the Craftavore Tastes that I'm going to be doing from time to time, and it is called Cellar Divin. Um, I dive into my cellar. I mean, that's pretty much it. Basically, all I'm going to do from time to time is, as I'm sure if you're a huge, big craft beer fan, over the years you have probably hoarded bottles, hoarded beers, sours, you know, bourbon barrel aged imperial stouts, etc., etc., etc. I have done that for a number of years now. And frankly, I'm taking a look at my cellar over here, which is actually part of my basement, and it's getting a little bit too much to handle. So I thought it would be a really cool idea to just dive into that thing after, X number of years and pull out a beer that I've been holding on to for a while and review it straight here on the channel. All right, so that's pretty much what we're going to do today. And the beer we're actually diving into is Prairie Noir. This is the 2014 vintage. So it's 2018, obviously. So maybe waited a little too long for this one. But there's a reason for that. I actually ended up trading for this 4 years ago. And unbeknownst to me, a couple of months later, kind of started hearing some notes that these beers are specifically Prairie Noir, their vanilla variant, and their coffee variant of 2014 had random infection issues. So I kind of buried it into the cellar, was a little bit nervous, felt a little bit silly that I had traded for it, and there's a potential that there was, going to be infection for all three of those bottles. So was going through my cellar, figured it would be a good opportunity to do one of these videos, saw it and said, well, if it's going to end up poorly, we might as well just do it on camera. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into this guy. Again, this is Prairie Artisan Ales Prairie Noir 2014 vintage. It is an imperial stout aged in oak whiskey barrels, coming in at just around 11% ABV. All right, so let's go ahead, obviously, get this cap off this. I'm just going to obviously tear into the wax cap a little bit here, so if you just bear with me, I should be able to remove this in just a second. But we'll get a look at the appearance. Obviously, then we'll get the aroma, we'll get the taste, and then we'll rate it. All right, let's go ahead. See if I can remove. Yep, there we go. All right, not so bad. Well, almost looking like a gusher. Bad sign. Let's go ahead and just get this guy into a glass. That foam, not a good sign. Not a good sign, but all right. Let's see where this goes. All right, let's do the appearance first. All right, so obviously, Imperial Stout aged in bourbon barrel, super jet black. Let's put it up into the camera. Beer looks awesome, man. Like, nice little mocha head going on there, about a half head's worth or a half finger's worth of head. Looks actually really good. I'm getting a little bit of nose off and immediately, and I don't know. Could just be my nose, but I'm getting a little bit of sour notes coming out of this already. So, let's dive in. Let's try to get the verdict, all right? So let's go ahead and give her an aroma. And that is infected. Shit. Yeah. Tastes like a sour. Or, excuse me, smells like a sour. That's a shame. Yep, that is 100% an infected bottle. So I held on to this thing for 4 years, worried that it was infected, praying that it wasn't. Forgot about it, opened it up, had my fears brought back to the forefront, open it, and sure enough. I don't even need to taste it. Yeah, it definitely is. I'm just going to give it a taste right now, just a small little itty bitty. I don't want to kind of push things a little bit here, but cheers. Oof. Yeah. So it tastes like a mixture of an imperial stout slash sour with a little bit of a Brett Barnyard kind of taste going on. Well, Cellar Divin episode 1, big fail. All right, so I'm just gonna dive into the rating. I'm gonna give this an NA, folks. If you have cellared any 2014 Prairie Noirs, I have the coffee and the vanilla, which I also heard had the potential to be infected as well. I don't want to say that because I also read some articles and some posts on both Reddit and Beer Advocate that some people's bottles were fine. So if you'd cellared them, I'm not going to say anything other than to say that the Prairie Noir 2014 bottle that I got, unfortunately, was infected. So I'm not going to go ahead and give this thing a rating. We're just going to end the episode right now and call this first episode of Cellar Divin one big fail. But I hope you join me again for another episode of the Craftavore Taste, where I hopefully get the opportunity actually to drink, review, rate, and repeat. All right? Cheers, guys. Next time.